Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Hello, industry planters. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Industry Planter. Today, I have a question for you. Which moment in your life did you feel like you had to speak up, but you didn't? Which moment did you go back home and sit in your room and replay over and over in your head that I should have said this? I should have countered their argument with this. I should have done this. I should have done that. But then you realize that the moment is over and you can't have it back. And today I think I've just been reflecting a lot on finding my voice. And I've always been one to not say how I felt. I've always been one to keep quiet for the sake of peace. I absolutely hate conflict with all of me. And I just always love great vibes all the time. But that is not the reality of life. Relationships, you need some sort of conflict because you're not the same person. You don't think the same way. You weren't raised in the same way. So there are bound to be conflict. But if you are someone who's constantly running away from conflict, it's just not going to work, and you're not going to have great, genuine relationships. So I'm at this place in my life where I'm learning how to speak up for myself. I'm learning how to articulate my wants and my needs. I'm learning how to find my voice. And it's very hard, very difficult. Sometimes you might have to speak up while your voice is shaking and with tears in your eyes. And one thing I love about this au pair experience is that it's definitely put me in those positions where even with tears in my eyes, I had to sit through uncomfortable conversations to articulate my needs and to know that that is okay. I've always had this mentality that what I wanted didn't matter. So in any situation, I just settle for whatever I'm given. I think another part of that was because I'm scared of rejection. So I feel like if I articulate my needs, then people will reject me. I think that's a deeper issue that I have to figure out for myself, why, how it started. But this journey has taught me that what I want is valid. What I want is important. Now, not everything I want is valid, and also not everything I want I need, but just having that conversation with yourself and saying that, hey, what you do want matters and how you feel matters. And that is just a journey that I've been on, finding my voice, learning how to speak up for myself, and learning how to be in uncomfortable situations. And a lot of us hate that. I hate it as well. But trust me, there's so much power in it. And I'm also learning how to validate my experiences. And I'm using the word experiences instead of emotions because not every emotion is valid. Not every emotion represents the full picture of what's truly going on, right? Now, I'm not saying emotions aren't important. I'm just saying that some of them aren't always valid, especially when you don't have the full picture of what's going on. But I'm learning how to validate my experience. And what I mean by that is being real with myself enough to say that this interaction that I had with this person left me feeling hurt. It left me feeling unheard. It left me feeling heartbroken. And it left me feeling traumatized, or something that I experienced when I was younger really hurt my feelings. And because of that, then I have become this person. So I'm learning how to do that. I haven't always done it. And I've realized that it's so freeing. The more I do it, the less crazy I feel. Because when you have had all these experiences in life, but you're constantly questioning yourself whether it was real or not, whether it was true or not, it drives you crazy. But then when you sit down with yourself and you say, you know what? That was actually crazy. And this is how it made me feel. It definitely makes you feel a lot better, and it definitely makes you feel like you're not crazy. And what it does is that the moment you can pinpoint exactly what you're feeling, what you're thinking, then that gives you an opportunity to heal. It gives you an opportunity to change, and it gives you an opportunity to make different decisions. I think one day I might be able to go in depth with a lot of these things that I'm talking about, but I recently thought about something that happened in my past, and I validated that experience, and I started linking it to why I behave the way that I behave now. And that was so freeing because now that I can see that there is a pattern, now that I can connect the dots, then I'm able to sit down with myself and say, hey, we need to start making different decisions, and we need to start being different. So I think that when you find your voice, when you start validating your experiences, then you can start the journey of healing, and you can start the journey of making better decisions so you don't end up in the same places over and over again. I'm realizing that silence is not always kind, and sometimes it is self-abandonment. I do believe that there is a lot of wisdom in being silent. I believe that there are moments for you to speak and there are moments for you to keep quiet, but you can't keep quiet for the rest of your life and then blame other people for why you are unhappy. Because I think that is also one of the things that I used to do. I used to just take everything in, push it all the way down, and then when I find myself depressed, when I find myself unhappy, when I find myself angry, then I start to blame other people and say, no, it's because they did this. No, it's because you're an adult and you chose to not speak. I keep on looking over there because there are bears in this herd and I'm not trying to get eaten, okay? There's a show I watch on YouTube, and this man said that what you and I do on a daily basis is make choices, and choosing to stay silent and suffering, it's not somebody else's fault. You made that choice. You don't get to be angry that you didn't speak up when you were supposed to. And as a 26-year-old, I'm also learning that I'm not a child, and I need to leave my childish ways behind and start thinking like an adult and start reasoning like an adult, and that is very hard. So I guess this is just part of growing up, finding your voice, learning how to speak up for yourself, learning how to articulate your wants and your needs. And again, I do believe that there is a way for you to say what you need to say without being disrespectful to other people, without being hurtful, without using unnecessary language. But at the end of the day, you have to have the difficult conversations. You have to be uncomfortable once in a while in your life in order for you to grow and in order for you to become a better person. Again, I'm not this woman yet, but I am becoming her. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and do comment, tell me what you think, answer the first question that I asked when I started this video by saying, is there ever a time where you felt like you needed to speak up for yourself? You needed to say something in a conversation, but you didn't? I would definitely love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.